Are you thinking about buying a new full-frame astro camera? Well, then this video is for you. My name is Ronnie, and in this video I will do my review of the Touptek SkyEye62AM camera. When I decided that I wanted to get myself a modern full-frame astro camera, I did my online research, and I came to the conclusion that I wanted a camera based on the Sony IMX455 sensor. So then the next step was to look at the different cameras that included this sensor. And if we look at this image, we can see that there are a number of manufacturers using this sensor, and we can see the price tag. If we look at the bottom, there are the mono cameras, and they are sold for around $6,000 US. So that's a lot of money. But if we go to the Touptek webpage and look at their offer, they actually sell their camera for $3,599 US. And if you are a new customer, you actually get another 5% discount on that price. So without knowing too much about this camera, I still decided to go for it. Ordering and paying for the camera online from the Touptek webpage was no problem whatsoever. You can choose if you want European or US plug or UK plug when you order it, because the camera is shipped together with a power supply unit. There is also an option to buy the camera with an off-axis guider, a filter wheel and a bunch of filters, but I decided to buy only the camera itself. I paid with PayPal and it was not much of a problem at all. My only concern was how long would it be before the camera actually was delivered, because it was being shipped out from China. But as you can see from this FedEx image, it actually only took 4 days from that of shipping out from China until it was delivered to the southern part of Sweden. I did not have any personal experience with Touptek's cameras from before, and online I wasn't able to find very much information about this specific camera. But Quid, the lazy geek, he has on many occasions reviewed Touptek equipment, and he has spoken very fond of his experience with them. So again, let's have a look at the webpage, see some of the sensor information. As I've said, it's a full frame mono camera. It has pixel sizes of 3.76 microns. That means this camera is producing huge image files. So you need to have a computer that is capable of handling these big files in your post-processing of the images. The information we see here is more or less the same for all the manufacturers, as they are based on the same sensor. But there are reviewers that shows that Touptek cameras are delivered in a hard plastic protective box. That was not the case when I ordered this from the Touptek webpage. The camera was delivered in a hard cardboard box, padded with some cellular plastic, and inside the box we had the camera itself. There is a power supply shipped with the camera. It comes with 3 different adapters that I probably will never use. There is an Allen key that I believe to be 2 millimeters for the screws that also came, and these screws are to attach a filter wheel, off-axis guider, etc. to the camera. Finally, there was a USB 3 cable shipped together with everything. If we go back to the camera, here it is again, as I said. The camera weighs in at slightly over 700 grams. It has a diameter of 90 millimeters and a length of 107 millimeters, if I am correct. If we look at the front, we have the huge sensor, and we also have a tilt plate to adjust if there is any tilt in your system. At the back of the camera, we have the power supply port, we have the USB port, and the camera also works as a USB hub. So over here you can attach your guide camera, your filter wheel, or whatever you'd like. Down here there are 4 LED lights, and some people have complained about these 4 lights, that they light up and can be an issue if you are using this camera for RASA system, but as I will show you, that does not appear to be an issue any longer. We are now in Nina, and I have connected the camera to the Nina software. I have started cooling to see how efficiently the camera is cooling down, and I can inform you that I started at plus 22 degrees of centigrade in a temperature controlled environment, also known as my home. I've set the camera to minus 15 degrees, so that's more than the 35 degrees that Touptek claims that the camera can drop. After 30 seconds, the camera had cooled from 22 to 0 degrees, and after 2 minutes the temperature had dropped another 10 degrees to minus 10 degrees. So that's 32 degrees in 2 minutes. The last few centigrades seems like the camera is really struggling. We're now at minus 11, so that's minus 33 compared to ambient temperature, and now it does not seem to happen anything more. So that seems to be the limit, at least for my example of this camera. Let's have a look at the back. Here we have the 4 LED lights, and as you can see they're all lit up red, but in the Nina software we have down here, you can see LED lights. If I turn that off, you will notice that the LEDs turned off. So no more issue for those using this camera in combination with the RASA system. You can see the other settings that you can change here. It's the normal ones: gain, offset. There is a USB limit. What Touptek is offering here is 2 different readout modes. It's a low and high conversion gains. So instead of changing your default gains, you can change the readout conversion gain very easily. There is also something called ultra mode, and Touptek claims that that will provide even cleaner readouts. One of the challenges with the first version of this camera was that there was banding on the darks and the bias, especially on the darks. And to check that, I've actually done some test shooting here. So let's see. Switch over to imaging. What we see here is a dark file. It's a 2-minute dark file without any binning, and if I zoom in and look at this, as you can see, there is no binning that I can see whatsoever in this file. And the same goes for if we do some bias frames. Nothing here. And here you can also see how fast this is downloading the images to the computer. So we are getting exposure after exposure, and these are non-binned images. So super fast transfer. Now if we head back to the camera settings, you can see that I'm not using the ASCOM control. The reason for that is that when using ASCOM, some of the settings has to be done before I actually go fully into Nina. So by using the Touptek native controller, I have full access to all of the settings from within Nina. So that's definitely what I prefer. So what has been the conclusion of this short review? Well, the camera was easily ordered and shipping was no issue. The camera is much cheaper than the alternatives available on the market. I still haven't had any issues. It's behaving just as expected. I haven't been able to use the camera live yet due to weather conditions. But in overall, my impression this far has just been positive. I will try to come back with a more in-depth review of the camera when I've been able to try it under the stars. Until then, clear skies.